Hey, how's it going? It's Benny Lamar. If you've been following me for a while, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. So I moved to Nashville in February 2022. I moved here pretty much blind. I had visited one other time with my brother in April of 2021. We came out for a few days and kind of just checked out the touristy spots. Went down to Broadway, went to the Grand Ole Opry, looked at the Ryman, did all that kind of stuff. When I came and visited, I was like, dude, I'm sold. Like, I want to move to Nashville. So I did. I didn't know anybody. I had no gig leads. I had no connections. I just kind of moved here with a dream of becoming a successful musician. I spent my first few weeks here in Nashville kind of just wandering around, checking things out. I would go down to Broadway and watch bands. I remember going to Kimbro's. I went to the Bluebird Cafe open mic. I just kind of, dotted around Nashville trying to figure out how I was gonna get my foot in the door. One day I happened to be down on Broadway and I went into a bar that was holding open mic auditions. And I was like, okay, that's an in. So the next Saturday I went and I auditioned.
Don't close your eyes, let it be me. Don't pretend you're standing some fantasy.
And then that Monday, I was playing full-time on Broadway. It happened really quick. And it was awesome. I was playing 5 gigs a week downtown, acoustic shifts. I was almost paying my bills. It was tight, but I was making things work. And then eventually I moved up, started playing with bands, started playing with my own band. Things started to get, pretty great. I was paying my bills, playing music. Then I decided that I wanted to diversify my income a little bit. So I started a content studio with my best friend Mario. And we started going down to Broadway and helping them create content. We were filming their shows, did photo shoots, we recorded their original music, and we helped produce live content from our studio that they could come in and perform their original songs. It was great. We were totally getting tapped into the original artist community, and that's still what we're doing now. All of this has been great. I've essentially been living the dream that I had when I was 16 years old, playing in dingy little DIY venues back home in California. I'm really grateful to be able to pay my bills, even if it means scraping by, doing what I love. But right now, I essentially ride right above the poverty line, and I'm one catastrophe away from being completely broke. That's why I'm starting this Patreon. I'm hoping with this Patreon that I'm not only able to make ends meet, but I'm able to push my music forward. I've become a pretty self-sufficient artist. I own a recording studio, so my recording costs are astronomically lower than what a lot of musicians here in Nashville pay. Recording a single in Nashville can cost upwards of $2,500 for one song. I do everything myself, and I hire out musicians for stuff that I can't do, which still can get pretty pricey because the going rate for a studio musician here is probably about $250 for one song. It has also become increasingly expensive to tour with gas prices and everything. It's really expensive to get my band from point A to point B to go play shows. And a lot of these shows do pay, but they don't pay a lot. And a lot of the times we rely on tips. And tips are pretty unpredictable. We don't know if anybody's gonna show up. A huge moneymaker for independent artists is merch, but merch is incredibly expensive to make. It's sort of that vicious thing that you gotta spend money to make money, but I don't have the money to spend. Now, I'm not trying to beg for your money, and I'm not trying to make a pity story. It's my choice to pursue a career in art. But if you enjoy my music, if you get any enjoyment from my vlogs, if you've gotten any information from my vlogs about moving to Nashville or whatever, I would love for you to support my Patreon for less than a cup of coffee a day. You can quite literally change my career and help me move towards, hopefully eventually, playing huge stages, touring around the world, and my dream of being a super successful singer-songwriter. And of course, you joining my Patreon isn't gonna come with nothing. All the perks will be listed in the different tier sections, but you can get things like free merch when I make it, direct access to talking to me if you have questions about moving to Nashville, or if you just wanna say hey. And for the highest tier donation amount, me and my band will personally drive to your house and play a show for you. I'm gonna be posting a lot of cool stuff over on Patreon, and I'd love to see you there. I would love to thank you in advance for supporting independent art. Thanks, you guys. See you soon.